That was a picture, but we are back. We're back. FleetHopRadio.com. I found out today we are no longer um, under the umbrella of, or Live and Direct Media Group is no longer under the umbrella of Philly Hot Radio. So I can start promoting Live and Direct Media Group. Wow, go figure. But anyway, I'm back. Got a returning guest. He's here. I don't like calling people a liar, especially not in their face, because then they can pluck me. But I got the microphone and I'm live on YouTube, so I can call him a liar because he came here with this boy. He told me it's his son, and I'm looking at dad. I'm looking at the son. And I'm like, one of them lying, but they won't tell me the truth because the dad don't look like he over 21, and our dad, well, his son is not over 21. But I'm just gonna mind my business. So, but anyway, and we're gonna get down to it. I'm a Judge Columbo. Well, we're gonna solve this problem. But anyway, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
So welcome. We started off a little late because everyone trickled in a little late. So, but I appreciate your patience. And the rule was I was to have you back on because I needed you to sign my book that I did bring.
Right. And I usually carry an extra book with me.
No, because I got mine. I know, but it ain't signed. I was going through all the, I had finally got my office situated, and I finally was able to put all the stuff that people had gave me over my period of time, and I'm looking through the books, and I got two books that are not signed. One is yours, and I reached out to you, and you was like, no, I don't want. I got stuff coming out anyway. That's like cool. And I did the checklist 3 times and didn't check that book.
I gotta come back up here.
Yeah, you gotta come back. Yeah, but you are.
I'll come back up.
But you, well, as soon as we find the mystery of how old he is. But anyway, it's all good because I got two handsome, can't call you beautiful, two handsome black men up in here on the stage, and I'm just honored and proud, and I'm pretty sure mom and the wife is as well. But you are here because you have, what, 4 more books coming out? Is that a movie that you said was
A movie?
it's a movie? You doing some stuff with Denzel? Is that?
No.
Oh, Tyler Perry.
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Not yet, because I'm speaking. Is that Oprah that called you?
Not
Is that
yet.
Oprah that called? Oh, okay. Let me call Oprah. Let her know she be calling you. Like, who's Oprah? Oprah. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I have a new book coming out, 21 Days of Life, Volume 2. It's from the Volume 1, so it's 21 Days of Life, Volume 2. Family that prays together. Basically, is 21 devotionals about family, about stories about my family, how we overcame certain situations, whether it's my children, whether it's my wife, whether it's um, my previous life. It's 21 devotions. I think I get real into real life with it. I get real transparent with the devotionals. I call them life lessons. Right. So I'm real transparent with those, real transparent on how I handle them and how we handle them as a family. So I think it's going to be impactful, real impactful for the family.
So why? What is the significance of 21?
21. Well, neurologists say anything you do for 21 days straight is forms a habit. Right. 21 days. I believe if you read this book for 21 days, with your family or without a family member, but you will get that habit of loving your family and wanting to be more about family. And the time we living in right now, like here today, going tomorrow, as early as 6 years old or earlier, we need to have that family bond. We need to be around each other. We need that togetherness, you know. So I believe this book, like 21 Days, form that habit of loving your family, form that habit of loving yourself, form that habit of telling your kids that I love you, form that habit of not taking for granted your family. Like, I'm going to see you tomorrow. Let's not take those days for granted. So that's the significance of 21.
Let me ask you this. Um, my previous guest, he has a mentoring program and he has a show and he does stuff strictly for men.
Okay.
Nothing against the females, and I'm all for it because a lot of our, especially when it comes to our black brown men, there are not a lot of resources and it's not a lot of help for. And if there is, the thing is, how do we get them there?
Right.
Because they have been instilled within not to talk up, not to talk out.
Right.
I can't tell anybody that, oh, I love my son, because we're not supposed to share kisses and hugs.
Right.
And I told my son that he's not supposed to cry because you suck it up. But you tell that to someone like your son,
Right.
and what happens is when it's time to show that love, he doesn't know how to.
Right.
You got 21 days. How do I get him to get to the 21 days, or not just so much your son, and I'm just using him as
Right.
an example. I don't want people to think that this is what you do to your son, but how do you get men who don't know how to love, to get to this, just to get to the book?
Just to get to the
Just
book.
to get to the book.
I tell them just it will help them. It will get to the book. It will help you be a better father. It will help you be a better son. Help you be a better uncle. Help you be a better person altogether. If you wanna get in touch with your feelings, you wanna get in touch with your family. This book will help you actually get in touch with your family. And men, me as a man, I know uh, I want an example. You can talk about something all day long, and you can talk. Well, if you show me, then I'm with you. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so in this book, I'm giving you illustrations of my life. I'm giving you illustrations of my life, illustrations of what I go through. Let a man know, like, look, brother, you're not alone.
Right.
Let a man know, like, look, brother, you can share your feelings. Like, look, brother, when you need help, God is there to help you. When you need help, there is somebody there to help you. Letting men know that. And the more you see, when we read out the Bible, right? We read out the Bible, and some people don't take it as just the word. They want to hear real life stories.
Right.
Okay, I see God did it for David, but can He really do it for me? So I'm putting it in there like, okay, David had a dysfunctional family. So in my book, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna show you a little part of my dysfunctional family. A little part of my dysfunction, and let you know you can overcome that dysfunction, or you can make it functional. We be in dysfunction so long that we learn how to deal with dysfunction, but not in this. We show you how to overcome dysfunction. So I tell that man that, I've been through the same thing you've been through, probably greater things.
So how receptive is it when you go to reach out to men? Oh no, man, no, anybody got time. Oh, that's a wussy book. I'm straight. I'm all right. How receptive is it to get men to say, okay, cool. Let's sit down and let's read.
It's funny. It is with me is receptive because I don't know. I wear, for instance, right? I guess it's the type of person I am. I come into work. I'm singing. This is a guy at my job. He said, man, I didn't hear you sing in the morning, man. I can't. So I'm very transparent. I love God. I show that I love God. I'm not overbearing with it. I don't push my religion on anybody. Well, I don't push my belief on anybody. So with me, it's easy for somebody to say, yo, you got a book? Oh, let me see what it's about. Like I was telling the guy, I have my book signing celebration. Like, yo, me and my wife gonna get a couple of tickets. We gonna get tickets for him. Oh, cool, man. I appreciate that. Because I know how you come. I know how you come in the morning. I know the type of person I see. And it's not only on Facebook, only on Instagram. I know you come in 3 o'clock in the morning in the job and you smile. So I believe like it's easy to approach somebody with a book if you're a transparent person. Approach somebody with a book if you're a living book yourself. It's not a bunch of falsehood, bunch of nonsense anymore.
a bunch of nonsense in your book. How long does it take for you on the average to get from head, from thought to paper and say, okay, this is it? We're for one, we know everything comes from God. Some don't know that. But on an average, where do you like are you getting it from family when you put it into thought? Is it like comedians,
Yeah.
they put out what is close to them.
Right.
Is what you putting out from within, or is just random?
This particular book right now, like all 21 devotionals, all 21 life stories, is based on family. It's based on my two marriages. It's based on my 7 kids. It's based on my seven brothers and sisters. My one father and mother. So it's based on within. My household within my home within and how I was raised. And how my children was raised. So it's based on within. It took longer. Uh, I wanted to do this. This book started about like when I released my other book. That was April 2018, so it's just coming out. So it took like a year and some, like close to 2 years. Why? Because a lot of the stuff I was writing was triggers, and a lot of pain came out of it. And I say in one of my quotes, it say, "I'm sharing my pain. I'm sharing my pain. I'm sharing my pain to help others be healed." Um, this one particular devotional I have in it. It took me like forever just to get through. Is talking about me going to visit my father up in prison, and the scripture I use with Jesus used like, have you fed the hungry? Have you seen me when I came from the street? Have you seen me when I was in prison? That's the scripture I use for the devotional. But the story tells about how the last time I went to go see my father, I took my grandmother and I took my 2 aunts. And as I was driving, my grandmother said to me, she said, "Have you seen me, Beanie? Remember I used to take you up here? Now you driving me." And like, I was choked up the whole visit. And when I finally dropped them off, I began crying because it's been so long. Like from my father been in jail since I was 10, and I'm driving him up there when I'm 35. So that's 25 years. So that devotion alone, just writing, the thoughts was in my mind. I had because I had the vivid picture in my mind, but just putting that on paper, it's like, okay, do I want to put this on paper? It's hurting just to write it. But who is it going to help? Like, who is it going to impact? Say, okay, it's going to impact that person who's going through discomfort, but somebody else needs you. And that devotion was called Compassion Under Fire. That's when you have to have compassion in a situation when you're going through a trial, like somebody else going through a greater trial than you. So you gotta have that compassion under fire. And even I was crying, after that visit, I told God, I don't want to do this anymore. God said, "Your father needs you." And that's why I tell people, like, look, no matter what trial you going through, there's somebody going through a greater trial than you. And that person needs you. That person needs you to get over it. So that took me forever. that devotional took me forever. Like everything else was pretty much smooth. Uh, yeah, everything else was pretty much smooth. Right, and like that devotional just took me forever. And then even the editing process, going over with my editor, I had to reread the devotionals and bringing up different things and different memories. But at the end of the day, like, glory to be to God, because every story, God made His way.
So do you get any participation from your children? Do you ever sit down and like, yo, dad, I don't, how y'all slang talk, yo, dad, pops, whatever, how about, adding this? Do they, I'm gonna use your son because he's here. I'm sorry, what is your name?
Marquise.
Marquise. Have you ever like overheard him say something, like, hey, I like that? Or has he ever come to you and say, you know what, Dad, maybe how about putting this in it? Have you ever taken your children's
Yeah.
and putting it in?
Yeah, for Marquise, because he's the one, he's 18. His brothers is 18. His brothers and sisters are old. He don't want to live with me, so I use 14. Him. I asked him like what scriptures will go with this story. Asked him what scripture will go with this story, or how did that sound. And of course, I asked all of them before I put them in the book. We were like, hey, I'm putting you this. Well, as my daughter say, what story are you using, Dad? Oh, the time we wasn't speaking, are you gonna make it sound so extra? I said, yeah, it's gonna be extra,
How old is she?
K-23.
Oh, I thought she was, I like her. 22. I always say extra.
22. K just turned 22. And now 22. Not K just turned 22.
It's okay. It's fine. Yeah,
so K just turned 22, yeah. So she asked me, is he gonna be extra? But Marquise is like my go-to. So yeah, Marquise used to help me with my sermons. So and I practice my sermons on how to sound, even when I do my minute with moves, like they don't just come off the top. So, they gotta be written down. It gotta be like, okay, so how I'm gonna deliver this? Marquise, that sounds dope. Did you record it? No, I didn't record it. Dad, you should have recorded it. I said, yeah, I should have. Then it take over and over. What was I doing Sunday? A marriage? Yeah. A marriage Monday. I do marriage. Marriage Mondays.
That's a tongue twister.
Yeah, marriage Mondays. On Instagram, on my Instagram, 21 days, 21, Mr. 21 days, and on my Facebook, Musain Thornton. I do marriage Mondays. Okay. So I was asking him. I was doing one, and I kept going over and over and over and over. Like, they sound right. I don't know. They sound right. They sound right. Just kept going over and over. I finally got it right in the morning while you sleep, but I got it done. So I use his advice.
So question. You got these books out. What's next?
Next, I'm not gonna say I'm praying. Next, my play should be in production by March of next year.
You said March? Didn't I say movie? I say movie. He's like downplaying.
My play.
So you have a play coming out with a book with this motion picture movie coming out, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what. But I say that from the heart because sometimes we think these things and afraid to say them, or not so much say them but believe them because like I'm here. You got Tyler Perry up here, but you got to remember everyone started somewhere. Exactly. Even if they came into money, they still started. You still had to fight. Nicolas Cage, his family, Francis Cole, the oh my God, he wrote The Godfather. Okay. And I can't think of his name, but he changed his name just so he can get his foot in the door and not follow his family's name. But I speak them because sometimes we don't want to admit that I could achieve them things. I don't have that confidence or faith, and I'm not saying that in you.
Right.
But I like speaking it before people. So if you hear it from others, it's like, well, dang, she's co-signing. Okay, maybe I could because you're writing a play. Right. You was a book. Now, who? In all honesty, growing up, did you ever think you would be writing a book?
I thought I'd be a writer.
You thought you'd be a writer, right? That you would be making this many.
No, not this many. Mm-hmm. But I figure I'd be a writer. I love writing.
You love writing.
Write poetry, write songs.
But who thought that? I never thought I would be here. And there was a lot of people that never thought they would be where they are. But it's like when they say when you're supposed to read out loud so you can hear it.
And even at this, facts, because even me writing when I was young, like that was thrown out the window once I started having kids, and I had to get a job. Like I had to get a job, making decent money. But I mean, kids
But it
are,
never left.
and
It never left.
it never left.
And then God provided time for you to
Right.
incorporate that and get that out there because whatever is in you needed to come out and it needed to come out in a form that we can all grasp it. And it came in the form of a book, something that we can all look at, from time to time, flip through, okay, I like that, I don't know how people do it nowadays, to circle the numbers or stick something in there, remember, because this is my favorite one, but your books are meaningful that we need more of, with your play to follow with other stuff that comes out after that. So I don't do the wishing game, but much success to everything that you do. I do need my book signed. That's a Jerry episode. But what is next for you and or your family? Because I see that I'm hearing you say how your family are incorporated, which is nice. That's a beautiful feeling to have your family involved, and some don't. They put them on. Yeah, you do your stuff. You got soccer. You do this. But you have your family incorporated. So what is next for you and your family?
Me and my family, what's next for us? This book release is next for us, and we all gonna work on that. We all gonna work on selling tickets for this book release. We gonna work on catering this book release. Everybody gonna work on getting merch for this book release, the shirts. So that's next for me. The immediate, that's next for me and my family, and then we gonna start working on this play. And I need a team. I need a strong team. I need a strong team. And my family don't, of course, no, don't only mean my children and my wife. Maybe the friends that I have around me, my brothers that I have around me, that pushes me, that give me context to the radio shows and context to YouTube shows that I can be on and push family, push family. Right now, I'm showing him how to build his credit up, which nobody showed me. Showing him how to build his credit up even at 18. I'm like, hey man, we can get some property. You can start working while you still in school. You'll be ready.
The best thing we can have, the most valuable asset we can have is good credit.
Right.
It opens up so many doors when you have good credit. No, y'all, I don't need money. I got good credit. That speaks value for me. So it's nice that you are teaching him because my mother never taught me. And I had it up until I took for granted and was like, oh, I'm not buying a house. Then when I decided, well, I'm going to buy a house, well, I tore up my credit. Say, hey, you don't fix back up. But, I like how you are incorporating a lot of stuff with your family, not to take away, because there are some, like I said, there are some families that, husbands that get at a certain point in their life where it's just, this is my business, and I'm going to, and I just tell my family, I don't include my family. Whereas they're growing up, they get to see what daddy is doing, and they can always say, hey, I was a part of it,
And it help them be more receptive. I was telling them, like, even with your wife, even with your wife, it's help them to push your dream or push your vision if you show them your dream and show them your vision and show them, like, look what God said. Well, and they don't not quite understand. Well, come to the office or sit down while I'm writing. Like, see how the outline, how I form my plays, how I form my thoughts. Look at the outline. Well, I can't. Well, look at the outline. Look at how you think this. Even with sermons and stuff, like, help me do this. Like when you incorporate somebody into something, they want to be a part of it. They get the vision. It's not just telling them like, let's walk you through. Like, make them see what. I don't care how long it takes. Like, make them see what you're seeing. So I mean,
it's easy to hear.
Right.
But when you like hands on, it's like, oh, okay. I can tell you all day how to make a cake.
Right.
If you've never cracked the egg, put it in there, stirred it up, and all, put it in the pan, then you'll never. I like how you made that cake, but it tastes better when I make it. When I put my love into it. When you have your family incorporated and they get to say, oh my God, I helped my dad do that part. You sit back, when that play comes out, and you're like, oh, wait a minute. He's actually saying parts of the line before everybody else, because that was the part he wrote. It might have been a little part, it might have been a big part, but he took part of that, and it's like pride. It's such as like, yo, okay, I played a role in that, with my father, because the thing is, it's kind of sad that within our Black brown communities, we don't have a lot of fathers in the household. So to have the fathers in there, and then you have someone like him who's like, he's sitting up here, he's look well mannered, no just he looks like he's nourishing it. He's look well taken care of. And but you laugh, but you have those who aren't. They don't have that, who are sitting back like envious of someone like him because he has a father that, you might not live together, but you have a relationship.
Right.
Whereas though this one over here doesn't have either or. He doesn't have a relationship and he doesn't have the father, whereas he can go to you and say, hey, dad, so when this movie comes out, be like, oh my gosh, I help, and they're like, oh my gosh, Greg, so I'm geeking over here because I'm looking at, on the outside looking in that when it comes to pass, I can sit there and be like, oh my gosh, he was there,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be the biggest cheerleader. But you have the children that have a legacy, when you do move on, and they be like, you know what, they can tell their children, my dad did this, me, my father. Some of us don't have that, and I congratulate you on that. That I congratulate you on that one because my previous guest, we talked of such a thing to where, I did a men's panel. My men's panel 2 years ago was the lack of Black love in the hood. And I chose that because I noticed that when we have these protests and marches, there are no Black fathers out there. There are no Black fathers taking their children to school. There are no Black fathers out there tying their little daughters' shoelaces. Where are the Black fathers, Black brown fathers at? I have one in front of me. And then you are a man of God. So, that's even a double dose of a blessing, to see that. And I'm proud of that because I speak highly of we need that in our neighborhoods, in our houses, in our homes. Our youth need that because our new generation coming up, we don't have that. So but let me ask you this one. How do you keep your family grounded?
Like God, I mean, they tell you in the book, like everything goes, and people, it probably sound would say, like God, that's it. Like all you can do is sometimes pray,
Right.
because me and my wife was just discussing this, like no matter how good you are to a kid, like no matter how hard you are on them, how light you are on, they gonna have their mind alone.
Right.
But the words say, train a child up the way they go. The way straight, they gonna come back. So you gotta keep them grounded in that word. Grounded and not even grounded in the word, but actually living your life out in that word and not being a hypocrite.
Right.
My pastor talk. We doing a series on families in the church. My pastor Steve Martin. We talking about being a hypocrite. And he took. I mean, he was real transparent, and it was like my pastor real transparent. I'm like, oh boy, like so. But it was like that's how I keep my family grounded because they know, like even with my divorce, he was part of the divorce. Got divorced. He was 11, Marcus, 11. Manny was 13. Kaylin was 14. So they got, but even through the divorce, they went through things, but they stayed grounded because they saw consistency.
Right.
In me, and along with their mother, and they say, although they going through things, they never turned away from God.
That's good.
They never turned away from God. Are they going through? And like the divorce wasn't easy,
Right.
but to see my kids still go to church, see my kids still love God, see my kids still love me,
Right.
And still love their mother, that's when we know, like, okay, we kept God first
Right.
for their life and show them consistency and stay solid, and not wavering about God. And so what keep my family grounded is God. And I got little ones now. I got little ones that had 11, Deron 8, Imani 3.
Right.
So it's God. Keep them grounded. Keep
Keep
them
them grounded. So without giving out too much, what is this play about?
Oh,
It's about me.
the play actually is about the it's based on the relationship between me and my daughter. It's called the bond between us. That's the name of it right now. I'm trying to see if it's catchy. But the bond between us is about the relationship between me and my daughter, or a father and a daughter, and how that relationship can go sour and the effects of it on both behalf, the father and the daughter behalf. And yeah, how important a father is in the life of his daughter. You know.
Now, this is going to be kind of hard for you to answer, but because you're in your daughter's life, I didn't have a father in my life.
Okay.
So the best that you can to your ability, um, what do you think, or how do you think, vital a man is important in a daughter's life?
Very important because that's the first man you fall in love with. Mm-hmm. That's the first man you're looking at, and you're looking at him how you should be treated, how a man should treat a woman. You know, if you see that your father treating your mother with kindness, you see your father treating your mother or any woman, don't have to be your mother, your stepmother, like that, with kindness and, showering her, make her feel like a queen, you're not going to set nothing less from a man but to feel like a queen, you know. So I think that's very important in the dynamics of a father with his daughter. You want to be patient with her. You want to acknowledge that she is a person too, and you want to acknowledge her femininity. She don't, and you want to acknowledge sometimes her bucking up, her masculinity, at times.
That rebellious side.
Right. So I mean, I've been through that too, but it's very important. Father has to be patient with his daughter. Very patient with him. Might snap out and act crazy. But yeah, have to be very patient.
All we have to do is just think our eyes, poor daddy.
Yeah. But that relationship right there, like,
it's very important.
Yeah, men, I don't care if your baby mom, your wife said you can't see your daughter, do everything possible to reach out to your daughter. She needs that because if she don't find that love from you, she gonna find that love from somebody else.
We actually discussed this topic on a different show, and I had a little issue with the Mother's Day, Father's Day. Mother's Day, ladies get on social media and they keep talking about, it's Mother's Day. Granted, then when Father's Day comes, they say they are mother and father. Yeah. And I'm like, wouldn't you get a penis? Like, what do you know about being a man? Yeah. I get the part where in that person, the child's father is not involved. Right. I get that, but even if the father wasn't involved, to say that you are something that you're not, it's not good because you can't be both. Right. I never know what it's like to raise a son. Right. I mean, to be a man to raise my son, I can tell my son how to treat a woman. Right. But I can never tell him what it's like to be a man because I'm not one. No more than a man can tell a female how to be a woman. You can tell her how she can conduct herself, what she's supposed to do, what not to accept from a man. But I have issues with that. But I like how you put that out there that these men need to be in their daughters' lives. But I wish that some of these women would stop making it so difficult. And I'm not blaming women. I'm just saying those that are would stop so that these men can, and the men who aren't do. Right. That makes sense.
That makes sense.
So we got to play. Yep. We got the books that I got to get mine signed. It's essential I have mine signed because it's signature. And I'm like, yo, when you go up.
When are you back up?
I'm coming back. Actually, I'm coming back tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon. Yeah. But it's okay. Cause you'll be around. You ain't going nowhere no time soon. I'm going to heaven to get my signature. I'll be like, yo, God, like, why she okay right now? I need my book signed. I'm like, yo,
no,
I don't know how you gonna get me, but
They're ready to go, yeah.
You know you ain't going no time soon.
Right.
I'm just saying, just in case, we decide, you want to, it might be 5, 20, 80 years from now. I need a book sign. If I gotta go up to heaven and get the book sign and come back, I'm just saying, but all jokes aside, you got the play coming up.
Right.
I'm speaking into existence a movie coming up. And then you have this book that's coming out. What church do you go to?
I go to Higher Ground Church International, where my pastor is Pastor Steve Martin and Wanda Martin.
I wish Steve Martin and Wanda Martin could see this because he is shaking.
You don't understand. You don't understand. My pastors are wonderful.
They must be
Roxbury, 7860 Even Street.
Because I don't know what he's saying, but his face is like, and that's a good thing. When you getting up, you must be getting fed really well. That you are like, cause you straight. Soon as I said it was like you lit up.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful thing. So they are feeding you, which means you are feeding your family, which everyone's getting fed and nourished. That's a beautiful thing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So what else should we expect from you?
Other than the book.
Other than the book. When is the book signing?
The book signing is January 11th, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Is at Venue Vibes. Venue Vibes. It's on 4957 Fifth Street.
Okay.
Venue Vibes. You can get the tickets at Eventbrite. Eventbrite. Search in 21 days and 21 days book signing release celebration will pop up. Okay. Or you can go on my page, Mr. 21 Days on Instagram, or Hussein Thornton on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Message me, ask me for a ticket. I'll pull up on with a ticket.
Don't be coming with some food, because I'll be hungry.
With a ticket, cash out.
So we got to get the books off the shelf in somebody's hands in red.
Right.
So we got January 11th, which happens to be the day after my mom's birthday. But yeah, I gotta get my ticket because I need to be here.
Okay.
I wasn't for the first one.
I didn't have a
So this is a makeup.
This is makeup. I asked him, why not?
Yeah, this is the second book. Like you're doing some stuff that needs some recognition. And I emphasize my Black brown people that we are doing some beautiful stuff, and we need to be recognized for that because there's a part of society that says that y'all don't exist and y'all are beneath them. And I have two that are showing that that's a lie.
Yeah.
So you are doing some magnificent, wonderful stuff that needs to be shared and highlighted and honored. So yeah, have your book release party and stuff and bring the whole family in.
I just want to see family together.
Yeah, unity. Yeah.
Yeah, unity. Yeah. I know this book. I mean, I got the cover. My illustrator sent me the cover today, and I just started bawling because she put everything I had in there, and like when God, like, oh man, and I started bawling because everything in that book, like it came from my heart.
Right.
It's not like you said, where you pull this from? I didn't pull. I mean, I counsel plenty families, and so I didn't pull anything from them. Like this come from right here, and minds, and like I know we overcame, so I know like this is what's going to have families overcome,
right.
And men relationships between brothers and sisters and brothers, like so. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I'm excited. I gotta make sure I'm there January 11th. But January 11th, I think if no one is has anything to do, just come on out. Yeah. Show some love and support. We touch on this all the time. How we don't support our Black brown people in the community. And then I have one right here who needs some support. So, there's nothing stopping you January 11th. Come on out, show some support, get a book, high five the man, congratulate him, because we all need, we all need that.
And
You know, 21 days.
Right. With the ticket, it comes come with a sign book.
Yeah, come with a sign book.
And we have
that I won't forget.
We have some
It's gonna be in my back
refreshments.
pocket.
We have some refreshments,
Yeah.
good food.
That's good. I mean, it's good. So son sitting over there all nice and quiet and stuff. He probably not like that at home, but
Uh,
is
he
he?
is.
He is.
He is. That one is.
Jax, did you want to come over and say something? Sure. Okay, well, man, shout out love to the son sitting over there all nice and quiet for a minute. Marquise, I appreciate you. But is there anything you wanted us to know?
I just love. Yeah, come help me celebrate
Yeah,
this
come
book.
celebrate.
Come help me celebrate this book. This book, an awesome book, this phenomenal book. Come help me celebrate January 11th. You found details on my page, my Instagram page, __ Mr. 21 Days. On my Facebook page, you see Thornton. I just want y'all to just keep loving each other. Like love on your family. Kiss your kids on the forehead. Tell them you love them. Send your kid a text right now. Tell them that you love them. Send your wife a text right now. Tell them that you love her. Send your husband a text. Tell them that you love him. Your fiance, tell them that you love him. Keep spreading love because that's what it's all about. Love covers a multitude of faults. That's what's gonna overcome us.
It does. I was gonna ask you. I still gonna ask you. Sure, why not? Why not a double dose? Before we go, leave my audience with something positive for us to hear. It wasn't not saying it wasn't good, but you just stole my line before I even got a chance to throw it out. Now you gotta give me something else.
I gotta get it. There's something positive. Never give up. Never give up on love. Never give up on the people that you love. Never give up on the. I'll never give up on the relationships. Uh, keep each other close, especially when it comes to your siblings, especially when it comes to your mother, your father. Never give up on them. I mean, we so quick to throw things away, throw relationships away. Don't give up on that thing. I mean, I know it's a time and season for everything, but then it's a time to grab on and hold on to each other and just love on each other. Because we don't know what tomorrow might bring. We don't know what seconds might bring. So while you have your loved one in front of you, while you able to contact your loved one, reach out to your loved one, tell them you love them. Men in relationships, say sorry. It's okay. It's okay to be the bigger person. That's okay. The ones looking at you, it's okay to apologize when you're not wrong. Just to fix the situation, then work out later. It's okay. Because you don't want to go to that grave with regrets. And that's a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I think, well, I can't say I think. Everything you said is so needed right now with all the hatred that's going on, the colorism against us, um, the hatred from others towards us, and then we turn around and hate ourselves.
Yeah.
Not just ourselves as a whole, but as an individual, because someone instilled in us that we are not worthy. Our color defined us, so you are naturally ugly, and you are naturally a disgrace, and you are naturally, and all of that is not true. So everything you said was so needed right now. It really was. Wow. I'm sitting here like I remember uh, someone telling me that if you keep seeing or hearing somebody's name repeatedly, that you're to reach out. And I found out there were times when I didn't, and I missed them because they passed. So I literally had started this ring right here is a blessing. Forget the son. No, no. It's not. It's not that. Let me take that back. This right here, because of this, helped build a relationship with my mother. I refuse. Now I put it on social media. I'm engaged, but I refuse to tell my mother that I was engaged. I mean, I refused to introduce her to my fiance until I spoke with my mother. So I had to do some praying. Even though I put it on Facebook, oh, I'm engaged, I'm done. I refused to because I wanted to I wanted to sit with my mother. We had a strange relationship. And what it was that I didn't need for him to come. He just happened to be there. But my this ring brought me and my mother together. So I never, when I say what you say rings true, it does because there is someone like me who, has been putting it off for whatever the reason. I've been putting it off for a very long time. And it was like, um, there was nothing separating me and my mother. It wasn't a wall. It's not somebody pushing us. It's not jail. It's just me. And I had to learn to stop me from being in my feelings for not building a better relationship with my mother. But if it wasn't, I don't think if it was for this ring, I would have still remained in my feelings over here. Oh, congratulations. And here I'm sitting here wishing me and my mother was together. Oh, I'm so happy for you. And I'm sitting here, yeah, I wish it was me and my mother. When, I hadn't spoken to her in a couple of days. And you steady telling us to reach out, reach out, reach out. And I'm like, when this is over, like, hey, mom, how you doing, mom? And I needed that. I really do, and I guarantee there's someone out there who may not hit the like button, who may not share, but who was listening, who needed what you're saying. So I thank you so much for that. I appreciate whatever it is you and your wife are doing, and your ex-wife are doing with your children because I'm looking at a product of you, and if they are a product of you, then they are magnificent just like you. So I thank you. I thank your son for coming. I appreciate all that you're doing. You and your family within the Black Brown community because we need more of this. And I stress that because I never had that with my mother. I didn't have my father in the household, but to see this, I love it. You have the books, you have the play. I joke, but I'm dead serious. You have the movie coming out, but I can't dream your passion. You have to. But I don't do the wishing game because I'm not taking nothing from God. I don't do the luck thing. I don't do the crossing fingers. Much success.
Thank you.
That's the only thing I can say because that comes from God. I'm not taking from God, so I'm not going to say I wish. I don't go to God and say, oh, I wish. I go to God and say, I hope. So much success to your family, to your son, to your wife who's not here, to your other children who are not here. Much success, but I'm going to get the ticket. I'm going to get my book signed. I'm going to pop a collar. I'm going to be there. So,
Yeah.
And anytime you need to come back on here, my door is always open.
I thank you. I appreciate you.
Is there anything you wanted to say? Okay, he's steady geeking. He's steady geeking. Geeking like that when I see pastures. Because like, oh my gosh. I'm like, okay, did God just come back here? I'm like, okay. But I thank you so much for coming out here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so grateful I got to see you again. Like the book. And I'm going to call Johnny Cochran up because I don't believe he's his age, and I really don't believe you're your age. And I'm not saying y'all call me a liar, I'm just saying y'all not telling the truth. But anyway, I thank y'all for coming out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Much success and see y'all January 11th.
Yes.
Hopefully before that.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So, tomorrow, I will be here. I gotta be here tomorrow because what is it? 12. I'm going to be interviewing Matthew Knowles.
Yeah.
So, AKA Beyonce's father, and then one of my favorite artists, KJ52. Yeah, boy. So, yeah, I'm so excited for both of them, and I'm still waiting on confirmation for Master P. So, anyway, let me let y'all go, but check me out tomorrow, 12 and 1, and next Thursday, I will be back in Philly doing some awesome stuff. So, stay tuned.